even mentally, right? Because when the energy shifts and you have like the whole city kind of, just basically just completely leave, and you just get that eerie feeling around, like we're going out and we're looking over the balcony, we went for a little walk, and just like the emptiness of people, and like so much fear in their lives that they're leaving to get water and they're leaving to pack up. And it's like some things like this, it's unforeseen. It's unforeseen. And when we look at it and we think about it, like we're going to talk a little bit about it, but going back to Billy's point, even last week, we're going to bring that back up, right? Because we talk a lot about the success and the fundamentals and what it takes to actually, be successful. But really what it is the implementation. And when it comes to the implementations, last week we talked a little bit more on that villain, right? That villain and that person that you create that you have to go against every single day in order to be that best version of yourself. So when we were walking around during this hurricane and kind of before the hurricane, it was quite interesting to see people's energy and the way that they had left this area in such a rush, in such a panic-like state. And when we leave in panic-like states, and when we take to our daily dose of our routines, and we understand that certain circumstances, unforeseen and uncontrollable, like hurricanes, can't control that, of course, or can you? I don't know, some of the conspiracies right now and some of the things that the government is doing. But at the end of the day, it's uncontrollable for us as on a micro level. And what that means is that now for us to be able to mitigate those emotions and actually be the best versions of ourselves and be able to act accordingly in a logical like state is going to give us that upper hand when crisis hits, when something is wrong, when these distractions and these objections come in front of you, and you've got to surpass them in order to get to the next level in this game called life. So guys, I just want to bring everybody in. We're gonna get this all started now. I just want to welcome all the Lions, all the veterans of the room that have been on the call before. Welcome back. All the new guys that are just coming in for the first time. Welcome to Lions Den. This is where we meet up every single week, 8 p.m. EST, and we focus on three simple words that really unify us together in the Lions Den. And that's brotherhood, blessings, and breakthroughs. Brotherhood is the bond between men. The only time you look down at another man is when you're picking him back up. The blessings from above and the blessings within. And of course, the breakthroughs. The breakthroughs may be something I say today, maybe another lion. And I guess I encourage you to chime in. Towards the end of this, we're going to open this up. I want you guys to be able to not only add value, not only ask questions, but be able to really demonstrate, be a demonstration, as we talked about last week, of what you are learning. Not just another place where you plug in and you write a bunch of notes and you go, wow, that got me all jacked up, Jay. I'm like, I feel lion energy. I'm talking about really, truly making an impact in your world day to day with the tasks that you can complete and the fears that you can overcome and the shit that just fucking holds us back. And we're going to break that down today. Like I said, last week, we really talked about the story, right? Everyone has their own story, and we've talked about your own story. But now let's go a little bit deeper into, yes, your movie, right? And the villain and the hero. Being the hero and knowing that there's a villain, who is that? And I hope you guys did that assignment last week by really characterizing who that villain is. Who's that version of you that's fucking holding you back? That's making you do the things that you shouldn't be doing. That's making you lazy. That's making you drink. That's making you do the things that you know ain't going to solve the problems, ain't going to get you to that next level. Who is that person? And get yourself to understanding that you got to beat him. You got to beat him to be your best. And once you do, that's the unlocking of the next chapter for yourself. So today, again, going back to Billy's point last week was really, really powerful because it was about implementation. There's so much that I can sit here and I can say. There's so much that I can go ahead and I can give you a 1, 2, 3 breakdown, and I can give you the rules and the facts and the figures. But really, what are you going to do to actually implement and hold accountability? That's the word, right? Like the real enemy, like your biggest enemy is what I asked this week, right? What's your biggest enemy towards accountability? Right? So when it comes to accountability, like what is holding you back from what you know you need to achieve? Because everybody can be different. I can be like, write your goals down. Everybody's goal is going to be different. I can give you fundamentals on how to achieve that goal, but regardless, your scenario, your situation, your distractions are all going to be different. So how do we now pinpoint this and actually put this together? Whether it's your fucking ego, because most of us guys, especially us men, are always suffering our ego. Our ego is always so powerful, and it always gets ourselves to talk ourselves out or kind of create these excuses. That's another one. How many excuses do we create in a day? On average, a human will lie up to 250 times a day to themselves or to other people. And I'm talking about mental white lies up to 250 times a day. You are lying to yourself by the way that you look at yourself and think something. That's a mind-boggling statement from an NLP statistic. So when we look at this, our ego is already now starting to create these excuses. Another one is like laziness. Oh, I'm lazy. I talked about this like a couple of weeks ago about the gym and everything like that, right? Creating a schedule. I don't have a schedule. I don't have this. Laziness, first of all, 100 burpees. When my trainer made me do that on the first of the month, when I started my regimen of no alcohol and working out every single day, I had to do 100 burpees my first day. As soon as my mindset shift, and I was like, first of all, I can't do that. I can't do. He's like, shut the fuck up, Jay. Stop being a little bitch and go fucking do 100 burpees and tell me how long it's going to be. How long did it take you to get? That's literally what he said. I was like, okay, no, but just like, trust me, like day one, I don't think we should really like hit it that strong. We're not going to be, he's like, Jay, don't make me say it again. Go do it. Tell me how long it takes you to do it. And we're going to set that as your baseline. And we're going to start to improve what that is. I was like, all right. So then what do? I get my ass to the gym and I did 100 burpees. And as soon as I puked afterwards, mind you, because it was brutal. But I did it. It took me 26 minutes in my reps that I needed to do it in for the first time, and pushed me hard enough to do it. And guess what happened in that moment? My mindset shift. The shift now actually understood that I could do it. There's no fucking excuse after that. I can't be like, oh, I didn't get a workout in today because I don't have a gym. Oh, I'm traveling right now. I can't get to the hotel gym. I can't. No. I've now proven to myself mentally that I can do 100 burpees like this as a workout. So now there's no excuse. Alcohol, another one. I was just like, look, man, I'm a very social guy. I like it. A drink here, a drink there, a beer there. It's cool. It's just, you know what I mean? But now it's like, how do I now sustain social ability without it? You got to be able to create that fucking energy. And if you can do it once, you can keep doing it. I did it once. I went out, had nice little oysters with a non-alcoholic champagne. Felt like a Friday, beautiful Friday for me. Didn't need the alcohol, still had the experience. Now I proved to my mindset it's possible. So the first thing I want you guys to understand, first and foremost, about accountability and all the shit that we read online and all the things that we see in the memes and the videos and the online stuff is this. The number one rule to all of this is this. If you do your best, you will never regret. You have to be at the best capability of what you are doing in that given moment. If at any moment you are not playing at 100% in that moment, you will regret it at some point, even 1% of it. So if you can understand that at least 100% of me has to do it. So if I have to go and complete 100 burpees as a minimum workout, with being able to avoid the gym, travel, whatever excuse that I can come up with, as long as my best is to make sure that I can maintain that, I'm not going to regret that. We have to keep track of these measurables in our life because we all, again, have different ones. I can't give you the ones that's specifically for you. Only you will know your internal ones, the things that you are focusing on. I'm just giving you two of my examples of something that I challenged myself with mentally in October, right? Working out every single day and just completely alcohol out. So find those things in your life, those vices, those things that are attached to that fucking villain character that's holding you back every single day that you need to be wiping out, because that guy is wiping you out. That guy's wiping you out every single day. And I'm going to give you guys 3 things that you can measure. Just 3 things to just be cognizant on, and being able to just having a bit of a recap thought pattern on just being able to get yourself back into check. Like a hurricane coming in. Man, you can't predict a hurricane coming in. What are you supposed to do? People are evacuating. The mayor is coming up on the screen saying, if you do not leave the evacuation zone, you are going to die. Like, we're evacuation A, like we're right there next to the water. It's like, but I'm also still in a $400 million building that's designed to like withhold the damage of these types of category 4 or 5 hurricanes. So I got to trust the fact that I'm actually situated in an establishment that I'm paying my hard work earned money for every single month. That's going to keep me safe in this as well too. If I let my mindset now go and go, oh my God, panic, let's go buy water, let's go do this, let's get packed up, let's go drive across the country, let's go do something, I'm losing my thought pattern and I'm getting distracted by the mental cognizant side of it. This is what I want us to really understand. So these are the 3 things that I want us to be able to measure. The first thing is measuring your time, of course. It always goes back to your time, the 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, and the 86,400 seconds in a day. That is the most, like right now, if I just pull up my phone right now, and I just go to tomorrow right now. If I go to tomorrow and I zoom in here, I can show you this right here. This is my calendar for tomorrow. This starts at 5 in the morning, and it even has sleeping blocks. And there is no white fucking spaces in there. And there's a couple of double bookings because my team loves to double book me and a couple of these. But you got to get stuff done. But regardless, that is completely mapped out. Now, if I called you guys out, some of you on the screen right now, if I called you out and said, show me your calendar for tomorrow, who would be willing to just show it right now on screen? Minus you, JC. You're not allowed. That's a job requirement for you. But it's like, even if you can, even if it is full, I'm saying right now, make it a habit to have no white spaces. And when I say no white spaces, just even put in sleep. You know how many people don't even put in sleep in their calendar? I'm like, well, aren't you allocating time towards your sleep? No. I just I go to sleep. You track it? Maybe you have an Apple Watch, something. No, but like really track your time. Where's your time being devoted? 1/3 of your life is sleeping. 1/3 of your life is working. 1/3 you don't know about. We only technically really have about 8 hours, 6 hours in a day to actually really pursue what we want in the world that we live in. So you got to be very calculated with that 6 to 8 hours that you got coming in. And as well, even the work hours for the business owners on the call right now. This is the most vital thing that I've learned over 10 years of business. Bandwidth. What are you actually putting your time and attention into? We get so stuck on working in the business, not on the business. Working on the business is really understanding the income producing activities as a business owner. If you are the forefront, you are the CEO of your own company, your business, your brokerage, you are in a position where you need to now make sure that you are aligning on the best and most efficient income producing activities. Otherwise, it's pointless. You're gonna go on a hamster wheel until you can hire 2 people to kind of do your job, but you're gonna spend more time training them than even doing your job. So then you're gonna go a couple steps behind, but at least you'll have 2 more people. I've done it. I've been there. Hiring doesn't solve your problem either. So not to go into that tangent right now, the first thing I really want you guys to focus on is measuring time. Measuring time is the focal point here. Really, really understand that. Where is my time and my bandwidth going? The second one, measure money. We don't measure money. Like, we don't measure money at all. Like income, expenses, like we sit here and we're like, I need to make more money. I don't have enough money. If I could have more money, I could do more. If I could do more, I could do this. We don't even understand what's even happening within our systems, within our income and expenses. Like, I know mentally in my head, because I do this with my assistant, that this property in Tampa costs me $9,248 every single month. Like, I know that fixed cost, that like if I need to maintain this property and I'm completely out of Tampa and I go back to Canada, this is the fixed number that I have to pay every single month in order to maintain everything that I've built here in this building, really, in a sense. My vehicles, my insurances, everything. When I know that I need at least a minimum 20K for my company to maintain just payrolls and expenses and all these subscriptions that businesses got you on nowadays, because you got $11.99 here and $29.90 there, and then $49 over there and $109 over there. Knowing the costs of what is coming in as well as the expenses that are going out, getting detailed. You know, I'll tell you right now, Billy can tell you. Like, Billy can tell you wholeheartedly, like, he helps people specifically with finances and insurance because he understands the power of what that is. Like, getting to understand your own numbers. Most people have zero clue. They've only been taught money from their parents. They don't understand wealth or anything like that based on what they've been taught by their parents, because the school system didn't do much. And then now really what you're basing it off of is like the next get rich quick thing. It's Bitcoin time now. Do I invest here? By the time you understand that Bitcoin has gone to the market, like, you're already too late. You already missed that opportunity. All this new get rich, let's pump it here, let's pump it here, let's pump it here. It's already too late. So if you really start to understand, how am I measuring my money? Where am I measuring it? Where am I actually looking? Where is money moving? Like, why don't I just study money? Like, I don't need to even invest one single dollar. People come to me like, Jay, so what should I invest $100,000 in? I was like, do you have $100,000? Well, no, I'm working on that. Okay, first mistake. Don't talk about $100,000 if you don't have $100,000. Okay, I got $100,000. Okay, great. Have you studied money? Like, it's awesome that you have $100,000 in your bank account right now, but have you studied money? Do you know where money is moving? Do you know where money is being positioned right now? Do you know where geopolitically the world is moving? Like, maybe just do some studies on that. This is how we need to understand our micro bank accounts. We sometimes forget about our bank accounts because we're like, oh, I'm thinking about the bigger picture of my net worth, and the business has to do this much, and like the assets and that. But get back to like cash. Like how much you liquid? Zombie apocalypse, hurricane hits, EMF, like Russia attacks us with a cyber attack. How much you got liquid? Like ask yourself that question. How much you got liquid? If you needed to liquid, like just get liquid capital right in your hand. What would that be worth? And how quickly could you access capital? That's a whole different seminar that we could teach on just raising capital and being able to, maybe we'll note that down, JC, on raising capital and just smoothness of being able to transact and knowing exactly how to maneuver money and how to exchange in between. But I digress on that. The last and third point that I wanted to also make, guys, for you guys today was when we look at measure experience. Like quantify your experience, like go out there and actually connect with people and measure it. You know, like when I first moved to Tampa at American Social, I would come and I would work at, you know, I lived at the hotel there, the West End Hotel, for about almost 2.5 months. And I would wake up and I would be wearing a 3-piece suit in Florida, because that's what I used to wear back home in Canada, which was not a Florida thing. So I'd wear a 3-piece suit. I'd go downstairs into the West End Hotel, and I would sit there at 5 a.m. on my computer in the lobby. And like the front staff would look at me like, why are you wearing a 3-piece suit? Why is he here so early? Is it your wedding or something? And, you know, it would be like the weirdest questions, because I'll be sitting there every single day at 5 a.m. And then I would finish up around like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. on my computer, and I'd go to American Social and I would sit there. This one Friday night, I decided to give myself a challenge. I was like, okay, it's Friday night. I finished up around 3, wearing a 3-piece suit. I was like, okay, it's hot out, so I take it off. I'm just enjoying one drink leads to another drink. I gave myself a challenge. How many people can I connect with in one night? I was there for about, mind you, about 6.5, almost 7 hours, having fun and just connecting with people. I collected business cards. I got numbers. I took pictures. I did my whole shebang, everything. The next day, it took me about 3.5 hours on a Saturday, following up with 72 people that I met. That's almost 10 people an hour. And I'm not recommending you to go and do that. I'm saying to you is that you need to go and test your experience. You need to go and measure your experience by going and connecting and having conversations with people that are a lot smarter than you. Those are the most powerful conversations. You're trying to sift out all the fucking bullshit conversations that you're going to have with 90 people to find like 10 that will be like really quality conversations, to find like 1 or 2 people that are just extremely smarter than you, that you can be like, wow, that's incredible. And you get everything in between, because you're able to give guidance, you're able to play on equal fields, and you're able to be the student and look for that teacher and that guidance. So measuring your experience is always based on, again, quality versus quantity. Right? Like I just said, you're going to have to do law of averages, the numbers. People are like, well, how do I just only find the right people? I'm sick and tired of being burnt and screwed over by people. Yeah, because you haven't been screwed over enough. That's the problem. If you're talking shit right now and you're like, yo, I'm scared of other people screwing me over, you haven't been screwed over enough. That means God is still going to teach you more and more lessons until you start to understand that there was 3 fingers pointing back at you every time you pointed at somebody else. Like, learn your own mistakes, learn the understandings of what those relationships have done, and make that a learning lesson and a curve to get you into a whole new chapter of your life. And of course, even from that perspective as well, too, like deception detection in our trainings now with our NLP that's coming in to our corporate trainings now, we really infuse deception detection, where we go into now the body language. We go into now where the eyes are looking and where head placements go and arm movements move, based on if somebody is telling the truth or if they're lying, just off of a neurolinguistic programming standpoint. So just as a side note, I want to plant that seed, because we're going to have some amazing things coming up for you guys as well too. But guys, today, just all I want to really kind of bring this back into was bringing this into that more experience, understanding how to track more of your money, and being able to really understand, that time value. And today is actually a really powerful day. I want to bring this up right now before we kind of transition a little bit, open up the lines, and I want you guys to share a little bit. But today's a pretty powerful day. Today is actually World's Mental Health Day. So The Rock made a really cool post about it today as well too, and it really just got me thinking about, just world health, mental health, right? And this is something that's a big topic, especially with men, especially with what we are now experiencing in this generation, which is quite interesting, because I'm not saying that we're being just plunged to the ground, and I'm not saying that we're being lifted to the skies, but it's quite interesting to see where the dynamic of a powerful, strong man has gone. Just like that classic family man wants a family, is strong, has that energy, has that atmosphere, wants to build the next generation, wants to be a very successful businessman, a husband, a father, a brother, and be able to just ultimately cultivate the best aspects of life. And what's interesting about mental health is that so many of us go out there and we try to conquer it alone because we think as men, that's really how we're conditioned, right? We have to do it alone. Like, as much as we want to ask for help, we're supposed to be the strong ones. We're supposed to be the guys that are the leaders and running the household and doing that. But at the end of the day, I want us to really understand what real lion energy means. Real fucking lion energy means that you actually do ask for help when you need it, because we are fucking lions together. So it's always remembering that you actually gain power from you being able to actually have the vulnerability and the courage and the fucking pair of balls to be able to go out there and ask and reach out for help if needed. So I just want to open that invitation for anybody that may be going through anything. This is a place that we plug into. This is the place that we want to connect. And overall for you guys as well too, right? Today's a day, now knowing that it is, this incredible mental health day, take this time to, in 4 quadrants, call up a loved one, just check in on them, just check in. Hey, what's up? Just want to check in on you. Just want to make sure you're good, happy, healthy, love it. A loved one. Second one, a friend that you haven't talked to in a while, just somebody that you just haven't talked to in a while. Boom, just call them up, check in. Maybe a stranger, the next person you walk up to, whether you're traveling at the airports, maybe you're going around, you're at the supermarket, wherever you are, to a stranger, just check in. Hey, I just wanted to check in. And then the last one, which I think is the most important one, check in with yourself. Check in with yourself. Give yourself a second to really, truly check in and say, how am I feeling? Where am I at? Not just with my goals and where I'm at professionally and where I'm at financially and all these things that we talk about, and that's awesome, great. Just where am I at? Where am I actually feeling right now? And let that be a guiding force for you in the next coming months to get ready for a brand new year. Now, before we get to a couple of you guys, because I know you got the hands up and everything like that, I just want to go through a quick couple things here, and then I'm going to bring JC in, and then we're going to get over to you, Axel, and then Billy, of course. This is why Lions Den, guys. This is why we show up here every single week, right? We show up here every single week because we're committed for that accountability that we talked about today, but more importantly, being able to come together as brothers. When I said brotherhood, blessings, and breakthroughs, that is the foundation of what we built here at the Lions Den. So we meet here every single week, Thursday at 8 p.m., and we have an incredible weekend retreat coming out. It's going to be actually not this Saturday, but the following Saturday. For those of you that know and invite, and it's, what we've really done with this, guys, and I really want to just kind of preset this. We're not advertising this. This isn't an advertising event so that we're trying to go and make money off of it and go and raise capital and everything. There will be events in the future that we do that too, but this is just an in-person event. And we want to bring the Lions together. We want to come together. We want to be able to just chime in person, right? As Billy would say, uncaged with the mics unmuted. Let's call that out from last week. That was still so good. I talked to JC about that. I was like, that comment was just on point right there. So that got me thinking, actually. That got me really thinking about this. And I know we do this weekly call every Thursday like this, but I'm going to start to actually open up an addition to this. And I'm going to get some brainstorming in the next little bit. We're going to be talking about it in the live mastermind here in Tampa next weekend. But I want to start to bring in a little bit of a open mic style approach. And that's going to be, of course, to our VIP members only. And I want to really just bring that in as an added value where we do go unmiked, where we get to just really shoot the shit. And it's a little bit more of that open ground feel because, Billy and the conversation that you had last week with DJ as well, too, really kind of got me thinking like, it's the evolution now. We're evolving to now a bit more of like a inner circle now that's really going to allow us to just really, really express like as you said, the scratches and the bites used. I talked about this last week on our Friday call because we do a Friday call now for those that want to just make sure that they're uploaded to this community. So this community is called School. Okay. Alex Ramosi just spent $200 million investment into this new platform. There's 17 million users already on this platform. This platform is going mainstream. It is going mainstream. And I've said this multiple times, and I'll say it again. It is like the OnlyFans for coaches. It's coaches, speakers, and trainers for them to package their material, put it into one place, and to be able to charge a monthly reoccurring fee. Now, why is this important? This is important because you want to learn this platform. We're on this platform. We've already invested now tens of thousands of dollars into the back end structure of this platform to be able to launch it the right way, and it's going to continuously build now and grow. But I want you guys to understand that this is a way for you to now get into the platform of School and be able to now go and be a part of other communities, if not eventually create your own. Like Billy, for example, you can create one specifically for insurance people, and you can add value to insurance, and all the people inside of you as your clients could potentially just subscribe at $10 a month, but you get 1,000 people spending, that much a month, that could change the game on an MRR basis. So I want you guys to really understand the platform. That's one other reason that I want you guys to be involved in it. Of course, all the bells and whistles and everything that we're doing, I want to give away more things. We're going to give away cash. We're going to give away Rolexes. Hermosi just gave away a Cybertruck and $100,000 cash. Like the prizes are getting fun, and it's getting just ridiculous because of the engagement within the community and what he's done to now house 17 million people on this platform. So not just, you have the link, guys. Check that link out. If you guys aren't already involved, that's the way to get involved. If you already are a part of it, I encourage you guys, go in there, go find other ones that you can join, go, fish out the platform, go and have fun with it. I want to go back to the 3 Bs. We just touched base on the brotherhood. We clearly have touched base on, because we're here as brothers, right? The blessings we talked about with God, but the breakthroughs. That's why when I say the 3rd B, it's the breakthroughs. It may be something I say, but it may be something another lion says. That's why I'm getting you guys out there more, out of your comfort zones, to be able to just practice speaking and practice. Axel, that's why I just gave you some time right now. I wanted you sat there and you outlined. You took the time and effort. I saw you. You wrote your notes down. You got your points out. You wanted to be clear. You wanted to be concise. You even had a little bit of scarcity inside of you because you didn't want to go over time. So you wanted to be respectful. I saw everything that was going on inside your mind. That's why I gave you that time, because I want you to be able to express yourself. I want you to be able to fucking roar. Like, that's the whole point of all of this. So you're just an example of that. And again, just like that, the breakthroughs is like, that's the breakthrough. Like, the breakthroughs are only going to happen when, yes, you can listen and yes, you can understand, but it's when you go and fucking do. When you change your mindset, when you change the thought pattern, when you say, I might be working at the same fucking place that I was when I was 16 years old, but there's a reason, there's a purpose, God has a plan. Like, that's going to change your thought pattern now on a knowing what the opportunities now are in front of you versus the excuses. Like, when you talked about the calendar, you're like, the calendar, my calendar has changed. So just remember, a calendar is a tangible technical thing. It's something that's on a computer, which means, guess what? There's no excuses for not doing it besides getting on a computer and doing it. And what was your second one? Excuses? What was it again? Excuses? Hold on, one more time. Excuses? Just get on the computer and do it. If it takes you less than 5 minutes, do it right away. That's a rule of thumb for time management 101. If it takes you less than 5 minutes, do it right away. Just get it done. All right. That leaves us at 9:01. Gentlemen, Lions, thank you for yet another episode of Lions Den. It's been an incredible call this week. I will see you guys next week, 8 p.m. EST. Hurricane, sunshine, rain, whatever it is, whatever country, whatever time zone. If I'm single, divorced, widowed, who knows? I'm still showing up for you guys. I will see you next week.